population and the physical conditions conducive to population growth were most favorable. So there can be no doubt that the population figures of this modern generation of ours have, like Noah's, reached the danger level. One man has simplified our modern dilemma of too many people and too little food as a contest between the stork and the plow. The future appears gloomier and gloomier. If man doesn't come up with a solution, the problem will solve itself in wholesale starvation. The 20th century began with 1.6 billion people on the planet. Now we have 7 billion. Feeding them all will be a tougher job than gently landing men on the moon and bringing them back with color movies. 200 years from now you may think, well, it's a long time. No, that's not such a long time, With our expanding lifespan, there will be 150 billion of us clawing one another for standing room only. If man or God doesn't do something, nature will, as it always does in the animal kingdom. For man, famine is constantly just around the corner. People, governments, and yet nations are not yet alerted to the magnitude of the danger. But as the days of Noah were, so also will be the coming of the Son of Man be. Men began to multiply on the face of the earth. Then there's social crisis. That's the second prominent feature of the profile we are studying, social crisis. Genesis 6:2. The sons of God saw the daughters of man, and they were beautiful. And they took them wives for themselves of all whom they chose. These sons of God, which were the godly children of Seth, married the daughters of man, which were the godless Canaanites, that is, the descendants of Cain. Because of these mixed marriages between the godly and the godless, the human race degenerated and family problems became more and more perplexing. So Jesus summarized the problem in the words, marrying and giving in marriage. So now we are given little detail of the nature of the social system of Noah's day or the facts leading to this breakdown. It is, however, abundantly clear that in this area of home, family, and sex lay a major portion of the pre-flood problem. Jesus said it would be like that down in the end of time, and it is. What time is it? Someone asked at the bar of a much frequented night spot. 6 o'clock, replied the attendant. Here it is always 6 o'clock. So there are many who feel that he might have been speaking for the nation or for Western culture in general. Too many seem to have picked up the immorality feared by some to be an old strain responsible for wiping out entire civilizations of the past. Played havoc in the antediluvian world. It is destroying the faith of millions and the future of nations in our day. And it is a vital part of the crisis at the close of our world's history. Something in the air has anesthetized the nerve of self-control, released the inner restraint, and freed men of vital checks and balances. We have become the anything goes generation. Unfortunately, the prevalence of the problem numbs us into shock. We don't wince anymore. Some might even laugh or sneer. exposed by the news and entertainment media to nudity, orgies, wife swapping, pornography, obscenity, homosexuality, incest, free love, pregnant teenagers, we may very easily fail to recognize it for what it is. There can be no question. It is a sign of the times. It's like being in an asylum run by the inmates. As in Noah's day, the family unit in Western society especially has been seriously shaken. Working women changing sex roles, freer attitudes toward premarital and extramarital sex, as well as the pill and legalized abortion, have all weakened the traditional family structure. The result is that while people are marrying more, they are enjoying it less. Divorces come to be considered part of the living process or a maturing experience. Far too many are maturing, unfortunately. Or along with the new sexual freedoms, the decade has produced an alarming increase in venereal disease and the illegitimacy rate. But as the days of Noah were, so also will the coming of the Son of Man be. It is part of the handwriting on the wall of our doomed civilization. They were marrying and giving in marriage. Great wickedness. Another glance at the profile reveals great wickedness. Genesis 6:5. Then the Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Crime and immorality, which ate out the soul of the antediluvian world and conditioned millions to destruction, are skyrocketing in most Western countries. Race riots, political assassination, mass murders, sniper killings of innocent passers-by, terror on the streets, all are the signs of a deeply disturbed society. The countries are daily encountering a barrage of violence that has made crime and law enforcement a political issue. Court decisions seem to give criminals all the breaks. There are sickening examples of public apathy and lack of concerns for others in dire distress at the hands of thugs and murderers. The experts call it a moral toboggan slide. Christ is the answer to our modern crime and immorality problems. But for our present purpose, we point out that it is further demonstration that we have reached those times which Jesus said would parallel the days of Noah, the time of the end. But as the days of Noah were, so also will the coming of the Son of Man be. The wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Corruption and pollution. As we gaze again the profile, we find that the features are becoming more distinctive. In fact, corruption and pollution seem to be emphasized in Genesis 6:11. The earth also was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. The earth also was corrupt before God. Man has succeeded in bringing about not only his own moral corruption, but also the pollution of his God-given environment. Adam was placed in the garden in a brand new world to dress it and keep it up. But the Bible prophecy predicted a time would come when God would be obliged to step in. Revelation 11:18. Destroy those who destroy the earth. The planet Earth is sick, very sick. Let's face it. The symptoms of this planet's disease are all around us, in our air, our water, our food. Some scientists feel the disease may already have progressed too far. Before our modern era of advanced technology, the earth seems to have been open to absorb man's insults. But 20th century and 21st century man has acquired such additional capacity to tamper with the environment, and that threatens to destroy it. One president's advisor, science advisor, is quoted as saying, "It is our whole planet that is in danger of deterioration. Surely mankind has reached a turning point in history. He must do something now to reverse deteriorating environmental trends, or else our children and grandchildren will follow